What? What's happened? Immediately goes to looting. Haha.
The young woman lies in a heap on the floor.
Wakey wakey, bitch.
No! What? You?
The lizard's eyes close. The dwarf lies in a heap on the floor. His great...
Oh no, I am on fire.
Ifan lies motionless, his eyes loosen. Ifan cries out, then his eyes fall close.
No, not the final dark.
It's no use.
The dice roll darkly.
They roll darkly. Oh boy, we got some juiced magisters here. Oh yeah, ancient tome.
The hatch is blocked. I'll need to find another way.
Now, unfortunately, that room can only be gotten into by breaking down the doors, and that takes friggin' forever to do. So I'm not going to bother with it. Okay, loot. Oh crap. Don't tell me these are all 0 at the start. That's not good.
The hound paws desperately at its snout. It winces as it draws blood from the dog. Notices you for the first time and snarls.
You sorcerer!
It sneezes suddenly and paws at its nose once more.
Can't smell. Can't breathe. Too much sauce. Too much. Too much. Please, make it stop. Too much.
The dog whines and can...
So, honestly, the morally right thing to do would be to put this doggo down.
Damn, that doesn't bode well.
Which
Onwards and
means,
upwards.
forgive me, little pooch, but I'm doing this for your own good. Oh shit, I forgot to kill myself. Front row. I sure hope I don't die. Dying would be unfortunate. Forgive me, Pooch. Truly, I feel terrible for doing that, though you may not hear it in my voice. Doing that certainly does not feel good. I love pooches. But that is sometimes when you love something, you have to put it down.
God damn it! Need to get off this wreck.
I've tried who's knows how many times to figure out a way to save that pooch, and there is no way. I truly wish there were.
What in blazes? Something's pounding on the hull.
Ooh. Pounding on the hole, you say? If only it would pound on my hole. No, no. Of course not. If only I was one of those fellows who played as a female character, then that might have been a bit more funny. Subplane.
You pass through the door, and as the skeleton is quickly leafing through a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia, muttering to himself.
No. What damn fools record knowledge on a pulped tree? It catches fire, it turns into must when wet, it cannot even resist acid. No wonder they're so bloody ignorant.
The skeleton looks up and notices you for the first time.
Oh, it's you. Shouldn't you be running and screaming or some such?
The skeleton groans and looks back to his book, frantically flipping from page to page.
Yes, indeed. It's the look of someone that wants to read the bloody book he's holding. Now, if you're really quite finished, I believe you have lifeboats to flee to. Please, I was no more an elf than you are those rags you're wearing. I had a mask, rather ingeniously designed, which allowed me to take that primitive form. A mask that was stolen by that damned witch after her little scene. Still, she'll drown with the rest of these fools, and I will simply pluck my mask from her cold, dead hands. Indeed, just as sensible as getting off a sinking ship and leaving a fellow to his business. I would say good day, but it seems quite likely that you're about to die a rather terrible death, so...
The skeleton shrugs casually and returns to his book.
Come now, if the lizards in this game are anything like the lizards in Skyrim, then I will be perfectly fine underwater. And for the sake of blissful ignorance, I'm going to pretend that is the case. Fire! Yeet. Yeet.
Thank God!
He eyed
Another sorcerer!
Whoops.
the Magister's companion doesn't blink.
Even if I knew how to rip that thing off, I wouldn't. Some crazy banshee comes screaming through, and now we got void bugs swarming up top. Sorcerer mutiny!
He whispers loudly to the other Magister.
Don't just cower there, Rix. Take out your blade.
Rix grabs his sword, which shakes in the rhythm of his trembling hand.
Then the mutiny ends here.
My leg! My other leg! Oh man. More fire! And that's how you win the game. What are you doing? Bound tome, bound tome. Don't think those are very valuable. Can I pick this up though? Pick up, attack. Let's try that.
Bishop Alexander, if Lucian were alive, what would he think of his son's divine order?
Fun, I found some boots. I do want to grab that. Oh look, when I sleep, I gain health. Isn't that fun? But yes, I can do that with the bedrolls whenever I'm out of combat. Well, time to go upstairs, I suppose. There's a way for me to make something that's relatively useful, but I don't remember how. Oh well. What do you nig? Oh, right. I should go in there. Hold on. To think I nearly forgot to show this area.
The marking on the door was you press your palm against the door to open it. The wood, it doesn't budge.
Well then. Only one thing to do in that sort of case, right? Door did not ignite. That's not fun. Well, we're gonna be here for a while, guys.
Your belly goes hollow.
Isn't there a key somewhere? I thought there was. Okay, never mind. Basically, there's this stuff called death fog in there that'll kill you unless you're Fane over here or an undead. Not very pleasant. Oh, but there is a broken sword there. Oh.
I need to get off this ship.
He just got, his meat just got heated. No, you stay away from me. No, you stay back. Ow. Begone, font! So, before I have to answer any questions about this, casting regeneration on yourself will break fire, and I also think it stops bleeding as well. But it's a 3-turn healing thing, so casting it sooner rather than later is beneficial. Now I'm on fire again. Oh, I didn't need to use 2 there. Oh, I didn't even need to move there. Loot. No, loot. Oh, okay. I got a pretty good weapon from one of these lads once, so always gonna check it. It would appear this was not one of those times. Wait, improvise wrong. Okay, that's not bad.
Go on, kid. Come up there and dig in the rope.
My fool! You do it!
There's still a chance. Shut your trap, kid.
The dwarf yanks at
But there are other people down there.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time to get the hell out of here.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you!
You're gonna be the death of us, you hear? Had to open your big mouth. Get yourself up the ladder. There's a... Wait! Find Woken!
We got some void boys.
Useless bugs would sink the ship on my watch.
These void boys are about to be
I
some
thought
boy
Void Woken was
toys.
supposed to be scary.
Boy toys. Thank you. Oof.
Let the games begin.
You know, I can't help but wonder what happens if one of these dudes dies during this scene.
They who are about to triumph.
I've faced worse.
Your mate.
Fun.
Let's head above decks for some.
Let's not tarry. This old tub
hear
is about to burst.
Sounds like she needs help.
She tries to speak, but can only gape as with jagged movements, she raises her clenched blood, quickly soaks through the cloth. Magister Siwan's mouth opens and closes, her eyes wide in terror. It's working. The pressure is something within the ship. Snaps. The floorboards shudder. Siwan struggles to her feet, clinging to you tightly. The ship lets out a deep groan, then cracks.
It's ripping the ship apart.
Oh no, it's an iceberg.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Oriven.
Oh, my limbs.
Those Voidwoken made short bloody work of the ship. Am I the lone survivor? It seemed someone, something, wanted me alive.
That's gotta be surreal. There's one of those fast travel points, by
I
the way.
thought the Order would get rid of any trace of the old Source King.
The child has a small mirror in his hands.
I'm not supposed to talk to lizards. Really? Like, what kind of stories? A 7-headed snake? That sounds scary. Can I hear it anyway?
You warmly tell the tale of Visha, but despite your best efforts, you notice that your knowledge of legends and monsters is somehow upsetting the child.
Are you a sorcerer? One of those guys that brings the bad void things here?
The child looks at you straight on, unafraid, searching.
I don't see any source on you or me. I guess they're wrong. Or crazy. Maybe you're right. At least they don't mind where anyone goes. They know we can't leave the island, and it's a lot nicer out here than outside. But you didn't die. There isn't anywhere safer. You'll see. Guess I am, but it's just normal to be scared. Nowhere isn't scary.
Let's go. It's a shame I missed out on that good part of a sword. But I shall overcome. Now a fun little tidbit of information here. There's some enemies there, but I don't want to engage them. Because that means this guy will get EXP, and the rest of my party, when I recruit them, will not. While it doesn't seem like such a big deal, it actually can be, because rather than being able to go through and level up everyone in one go, you have to like level up people in 5 separate times.
My word, this blasted isle is teeming with them. Was that? Yes, I did see how it managed to survive an attack by the great Acorn's servants. Impressive, just as you say. But that is no reason to trust it. Giants like that destroyed our forests. They are the very reason the great Acorn is returning in all its wrath. What? Dear me, have you taken leave of all 6 of your senses? You would have me use this giant for a shield? Why would I... Oh, but I see. You are a cunning devil, Quercus. Of course, if it escaped the great Acorn's vile servants, it can do so again. We need only follow in its big, wide shadow and be safe. Egad! What do you mean a good time for introductions? You know full well who I am, you silly old cat. The great Salora, grandest of the... Oh, introduce myself to the giant. I shall do no such thing. You give away your trust too easily, my dear steed. No, we will have the giant march. In time, we'll see whether it deserves our confidence. Now, onwards! Shield! Venture forth, post-haste. The great acorn waits for no one.
Yes, the great acorn. We must beware the great acorn. Now, unfortunately, unlike Skyrim, gear does not level in this game. So, if you complete a mission late, the drops will be absolutely useless to you. A little bit of a bummer, but what do you do?
A black cat. Hello, kitty.
It seems we're not the only ones taking on strays.
The cat's eyes are clouded and grey, but it stares at you with acute intensity.
What? How did I get? Hey, stop following me. Huh? Yeah, fine. I'm fine. I'm not sure. It's all a little foggy.
The cat opens his mouth as if to speak, but his eyes lose focus, and with a jerk he turns away from you.
Interesting little tidbit. Well, actually no, I'll hold my tongue for now. Let's go explore.
I wonder where this leads.
As the alcove opens up, you see the same skeleton that you met on the boat before it sank. He's still not wearing his mask. He's leaning over a corpse, prodding and pulling at the skin of its face.
Bugger. How on earth am I supposed to... Oh. Perhaps...
Skeletal fingers reach down and grip the skin of the dead man's face, pulling sharply upwards. After a few more tugs at the man's cheeks, the skeleton relents, letting the head drop to the ground with a damp thud.
Damnation. That stuck fast. I wonder, does the beard act as some form of anchor? Ah! No! Stay back! Don't... Oh, it's you. I must admit I'm surprised. Perhaps you're more buoyant than I suspected. It seems the human that stole my mask was rather more resourceful than I gave her credit for. I chased her here, but she rather seems to have given me the slip. Thus...
He turns back to the body, prodding at its face cautiously.
Why, its face, of course. What other use would I have for some rotting corpse? A face that seems rather stubbornly attached to his skull. I would normally employ a tool to delicately but viciously rip the face from the body. I could then craft a mask to hide my bone. But as I lack such a tool...
The skeleton grabs the corpse by the cheeks and pulls hard, grunting in frustration as the body's skin holds firm.
Because my own was stolen from me. And the idea of being chased across Rivellon by every idiot with a torch does not appeal. Oh, get away! Monster! Hide the children! Oh. You are simple beasts. And you simply do not like my... Well, not my kind, but those that look like me. So, if I am to traverse this land, I will need a mask to disguise my features. Simply put, I am an Eternal, and you are not. You have my sympathies. Indeed, no one seems to have the good taste to be. My people are rather absent, at least from this realm. As for the others, well, there is an excavation site at the Black Pit's oil fields. Perhaps there I'll find my answers. I suppose, circumstances being what you seem more at ease in this world than I. A guide would certainly be useful. Excellent. While we are conversing, Perhaps you noticed that I am rather skilled in, well, all things. Of course, the arcane arts are my little speciality, but being a brilliant wizard does not mean I cannot handle much magic. I was controlling the powers of the universe while your people were still doing whatever it is you used to do. What speciality would you prefer?
Good old
I can do that
conjurer.
with one hand behind my spine. Now, shall we get on? There is rather a lot to see. Splendid. Very well. Let's be off.
Yes, there are people up there. However, as I mentioned before, with the whole EXP thing, I'm going to try and acquire as many party members as I can
I've
before.
spotted something.
Haha!
Let's hope this is worth the digging.
Now, being a lizard is convenient because it means I don't need a shovel to dig stuff up. Get the fuck out of the way, you goddamn rodent. Oh, Jesus. Auto sort. So these bags are, well, that's no fun. Okay. I'll deal with that later. Yes, yarrow flowers. They grow among death, basically. So if there's a graveyard, you can find a yarrow flower. Gotta pick up all the shells. Don't worry, I'll deal with the horror that is my inventory.
You spot a strange lizard. Yes, you recognize him from the ship. It would seem you're not the only one who survived the tentacles of the deep. The lizard turns about with the graceful ease of a dancer, or a duelist. You lock eyes with his, two smouldering embers that sizzle your very soul.
I did survive, yes. And chances are I wouldn't have, had you not returned to the aid of your fellow passengers down in that dreadful hold. You have my gratitude.
Hand over heart, he salutes you with a bob of the head. More than a nod, though less than a bow.
Yes, I'm sure you've all the makings of a hero and all that, but let's not get carried away, shall we? Nevertheless, one good turn does deserve another, so as far as the whole slave business is concerned, let's just forget about it. You may as well have your freedom. Now then, if there's nothing further, if you really must know, I haven't quite decided yet. I've a frightful amount of things on my mind, hence my standing here contemplating the waves.
He sighs dramatically.
Tell me, what do you see when you cast your glance over this ocean? Memories? Quite so.
He looks out over the water once more, and so do you.
As for myself, when I see continents dotted with mighty cities, and shimmering along the soft curve of the sea's horizon. Of course, it's rather specific. Quite obviously, I'm musing over the very actual empire that I lost.
Suddenly, having all the air of being deeply offended, he stares at you with utter incredulity.
Well, don't just stand there gawking like an ape at an abacus. Or do you really mean to tell me you don't know who I am?
Oh, yes. The famed
same.
Red Blood Prince. Sorry, no, Red Prince isn't Harry Potter. Who the fuck?
I am the Red Prince, the All-Conqueror, the World-Tamer, the spouse of the sun.
The ugly fuck.
Of course you know me.
Look at this guy.
There's a brief moment's pause, during which his grandiloquent pose deflates ever so slightly.
That said, I suppose I must own up to the fact that I find myself rather in between all-conquering and world-taming opportunities at the moment. The grandeur that is my fate has hit a bit of a snag. But never you worry. For the throne I was destined, and my throne I shall have. Truly. A kind offer indeed. And you've already proven to be trustworthy enough. You came back for the others on that ship, after all. Fine, I accept. On one condition. For reasons I'll not disclose right now, it is imperative that I should meet with a dreamer, one of our kind's revered mystics. I've reason to believe one of them may be present on this island. Promise me we'll look for him, and I'll extend you the blessing of my company. Jolly good. So, now that that's settled, first things first. Even if you are as versed in the art of eloquence as I am, that our swords will be doing a lot of the talking from here on out goes without saying. As a born fighter, I prefer the perfection of the blade myself. Wizardry is embedded in my nature as deeply as the instinct. Very well.
The Red Prince nods and...
Now, as you're aware, you'll be traveling with a prick. As your luck would have it, I seem to be friends. Of course, there are other forms of protocol to bear in mind.
Yes, I am absolutely sure these will be occurring.
So, without...
And that you will not be the one carrying my luggage. I am positive of that fact. Let's see. Nope, don't want to go that way yet. I have a few more fellows and lasses to recruit. Though I can't help but deny that I don't really want to recruit the elf.
Not for your boat ever again. Never.
Oh, tongs. Neat.
Hey, mister. I'm sure glad you went back to save the others. Saw one of them wringing out their tunic at the shore a few hours ago. Say hi for me.
Let's move. Now I can buy and sell from this lad. It's not quite what I'm going for, though.
I am a proud loyal to... Stay back, sorcerer.
We know you've been helping sorcerers escape, Atusa. We have proof.
I'd sooner cut my tongue out than lie to you, Alexander. I know nothing of any escapees.
If you can tell the Godwoken no more, your tongue is of no use. Cut it out.
This can't be serious, Alexander. Come.
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask.
Atusa pinches the tip of her tongue with 2 fingers and brings her dagger to its root. Her eyes squeeze shut. Drops of blood form against the dagger's edge and quickly fall to the ground. She groans.
Stop! My father, may his soul rest in peace, would be disappointed in you, Atusa. To think you would lie to his only son, your bishop, and your friend these many years. The fate of our realm hangs in the balance. If you will not help us save it, then you will help the Void destroy it. Dallas?
Yes, Your Holiness?
I believe we're done here.
What a waste. Come, we'll be needed elsewhere.
Look at that. Legs. Yum.
The lizard magister, or what's left of her, lies in a puddle of gore.
These creatures are so prone to violence. Naturally, the weaker specimens suffer.
She was a lizard, yet a magister. No matter her reasons, her penalty was fair.
Now I gotta try and remember where Lahus is at, because she's gonna be my pyromancer.
Come on.
And as I've tried to explain before,
Help me teach this beast. He must respect. If not, he comes for you next.
fire is the answer to almost everything in this game.
Respect? Huh. Someone's got to keep this place running. Griff can't do it for free. Why'd you gotta make this so hard?
An intense-looking man steps between the thug and the elf and rolls up his sleeves, revealing well-muscled and heavily scarred arms. You recognize him. It's Ifan, who you met aboard the ship on the way here.
I understand that his name is pronounced Ifan, but because it's a stupid pronunciation, I'm going to ignore it and call him Ifan.
Just stand aside, won't you, mate? This is no business of yours.
Lone wolves decide their own business.
The thug freezes in fear for a moment before shuffling back to the protection of his crony.
Pay up, elf. No one shorts Griff, especially not one of you.
Burrow looks you both up and down, sizing up your combined threat.
Ah, get out of here. The both of you. You ain't worth the sweat of my brow anyhow.
The elf smiles and bows to you in thanks.
Follow me, before more of them trouble us. There is a safe place.
Ifan rolls his
Is that
sleeves back
indigestion?
down. He nods at you, the shadow of a smile on his lips.
Good work there. Good work. I can tell you've got chops. Say, you were on the ship here with me, weren't you?
He stretches out one rough hand to shake yours. He grips your hand tight as a vice and shakes it, hard.
Say, you don't look all that busy now that we're safely on dry land. I could use someone to watch my back, and it looks like you could use someone to watch yours. I've just got a small errand to run. And then I'll be looking to get the hell out of here, while I've still got a neck to collar. How about we stick together until we get out of this place? Everyone needs to make a living. I make mine running errands.
The little black cat trailing you hisses at him, hair raising a ridge along its back. Without batting an eyelid, the man rumbles a lupine growl. The cat hides behind your leg, mewling.
That's the truth. For me, for you, for everyone in this place. Why not help each other get out of here? The usual way. Haphazard, terrifying, and drenched in blood. Haven't quite worked out the details yet, but I'll wager it'll be no worse than what'll happen if we stay put. 2 heads are better than 1, and when push comes to shove, 4 fists are better than 2, right?
I like that.
He grins, sharp teeth glittering in the midday sun.
2 heads may not necessarily be better than 1, but 4 fists are better than 2.
So, before we hit the road, it's best if we decide battle strategies up front. Should keep more of our blood in. Survival's my main priority. I'll use every trick in the book to keep us alive. But if a wayfarer's not what you're after, I've got other skills. Dexterous arts. What are you looking for exactly? A tapestry embroiderer?
Oh yeah, no, so.
Sure. Think it up. Can
Wayfarer is what I want.
Onwards.
I
He
think.
scans the horizon for threats with one green eye, then nods back at you.
Right you are.
Now I'm going to have to actually check his skills. Okay, good. Yes, because I want him to be a geomancer and huntsman. That way he can assist in spreading fire everywhere. That is my only goal here. I want there to be fire, and I want there to be fire fucking everywhere. Oh god, I fucked up. How do I turn this off? T? Nope. Z? Nope. V? X? It's one of these buttons. I'll figure out which one of it is eventually. Nope. Shift. C. V. B. Not B. G. Nope. J. Nope. K. Nope. 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 Haha, it was P. Fun.
You gonna pray all day, buddy?
She ain't coming back.
You there. You've just arrived, isn't that right?
The man scowled.
I thought I might see if you wanted to get out of this place. Don't mind. I have a plan. I've been here and I have a way. Are you interested?
Sorry. Basically this dude's offering us a plan. You know, he's sketchy as fuck.
Who wouldn't? Finally someone with a little sense around here. The plan's simple, completely foolproof. I have a spell that I can use to teleport you right out of here. I can't use it on myself, but with your help, we can both get out of here. There's an artifact that you can use to teleport me out of this place. Then I can use my spell to free you in turn. This item, though, it's in quite an unfortunate location. It's found its way into a nest of crocodilians on a... Get that artifact, and you and I are as good as free. Go give those lizards... Pardon? What for?
Fun.
50 bottles of tears old. Make the hinges rust. Alexander.
Oh, this must be as a result of the Odin's mods. These guys, that guy, I didn't know they showed up. Wait, who the hell is this? Oh, fire. Okay.
Comes it out all Nelly ID. You say he likes it big and strong. Comes it out all Dilly ID. Twists and rubs and tweaks the nubs. Come on, you stubborn hunk of garbage.
The dwarf's fingers clamp around a splintered chunk of wood nailed to the skeleton of an old ship. His whole body strains with the effort of wrenching the plank free, to no avail.
Ah. Got two of my own, haven't I?
The dwarf spits into each of his calloused palms and rubs them together before placing them both back on the plank and pulling.
Bleeding nail must be charmed or something. Go on then.
You grab the plank and pull. The rusted nail pops loose, and the plank promptly crumbles to pieces in your hand.
Oh, look at that. Nice of you to finish the job after I loosened her up.
He winks and flips a gold coin toward you. It makes a long, high arc, glinting in the sun, and lands squarely in your hand.
For your trouble. I suppose it were a fool's errand thinking I could make something out of this heap, but I couldn't help myself from trying.
He sucks a finger and holds it up to the wind, testing the breeze.
Winds like these, she would have capsized before she reached the break. Well, on to plan B.
He gives you a wry look.
Aye, was planning to build me a raft and paddle off. I've got business north of here, in a town called Driftwood. Why don't we make a deal then? You help me get out of this place, and I'll do the same for you. That's the spirit.
He lifts an invisible cap and bows with the grace of a courtier.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. The name's... well, the name's dead and buried. What matters is what they call me. Beast. Well, there's a new one. Hawk of the high seas, eh? I like it. I'll tell you when you're older.
Wait a minute.
Anyhow, we're a team now, So the me is not half as important as the us. Let's get down to brass tacks. Fighting, I mean. I've been up and down the realm so often it'd make your cabbage spin. I've more muscle in an inch than most have got in a mile. What do you have in mind in particular? Then it's settled. Capital! Well, that's that sorted. Onward then. I've got to get out of here, and soon. And I suppose you do too.
This is the sort of thing I was talking about before. See, these guys can now level up, but oh, don't want to go that way. But the others can't, so they're behind in terms of levels. And that gets real annoying late game. I believe I want to go over here. Aha!
Hey, I know you.
Losa, the dark-eyed jokester you met aboard the ship, waves enthusiastically and dips into a mock elegant curtsy.
Back then I was Madame Josephine Gribbles de Pube. And you were you. Glad to see you made it. Nothing like a nice tentacle slap across the moor to set the tone for the week, eh? How'd you escape?
Kinky.
Me too. Did you hear something? When you were in the water, I mean. I heard the same thing. Do you know what this means? It means I'm not the only.
Losa's voice catches in her throat. The joy drains from her face. Her eyes lose focus, and her whole body goes rigid. She is stock still, waxy skinned, her eyes dark. Greyish-black veins run from her eyes down her cheeks. Her head snaps to you mechanically, and her eyes lock with yours, dark pupils dilated into great black voids. Light suddenly flashes back into her face. The grey veins drain to pinkish flesh, and her whole body relaxes.
Anyway, what were we talking about? Ah, yeah. It was a shipwreck, all right. Not much more to say about it, I guess. Papa Joris used to tell me, Losa, he'd say, Losa, you ever find yourself in a sinking ship, follow the rats. They'll find you a way out.
Losa. Once again, I do not like that pronunciation, so I will call her Lahois. This is an incorrect pronunciation, and I am aware of that. But I like saying Lahois over Losa. If I remember to say Losa, I will say Losa. But I will probably not remember to say Losa.
Applies to a lot of situations, actually. Vermin tend to know what's what. I've given a few shows around Reaper's Coast. Might be you saw a poster or a flyer. Might be you even heard about the, incident. Well, I was giving this concert up on Overlook Hill. There was a great crowd. They were really feeling it. But I guess it was too good. I had me a little sauce flare-up. Everyone went a bit, I don't know, wild, rabid. I snapped out of it before anyone got hurt, but the Magisters caught me backstage afterwards. Really? Are you hospitable too? Ha! What I mean is, look, you've never been a host, right? That's because you're like a clump of leaves on the side of the road. That ain't bad, though. I'd give just about anything to be like you. But I'm a roadside inn. Red door, flowers out front, friendly lady at the door beckoning you in for half price. Like a goddamn gold star inn for the disembodied. Feels like just one, strangely enough. Big one, though. Don't know its name yet, either. It takes time for them to get comfortable and introduce themselves. So, how are you enjoying the joy? Yeah? I was just thinking the same sort of thing. So, you want to check this place out together? Strength in numbers and all that. It does, right? Before we head out, I've got more than a few tricks up my sleeve, so you'll have to pick which one I'll pull out if, when, push comes to shove. Lately I've been into the enchanting arts. Don't know if you could tell, but mysticism's kinda my speciality. Let's get into the nitty-gritty while we're at it.
I believe
what
that
sort
one?
Sounds fine. So, we're good to go? Yeah?
Yeah.
That was easier than I thought. And I'll do my best to stay myself. Lead the way.
Now I have to be sure that it does. So the goal here, right, is that Lajos or Lose. Don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. Will basically be able to spew oil and fire everywhere. No one will be able to escape the wrath. Everything will burn. Don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. Nope, 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 nope. Nope, nope. Whoops. Whoopsies. Oh, I've got to turn that setting off. That's going to be real annoying if I don't. Okay, hold on. Here we go. No, I don't want it to do that. No, 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 no. Yes. Let's do that and see what happens. I don't know what that does, but okay.
The shrine depicts Lucy and the Divine. A low, rest your knees buckle. The hum grows louder. The world...
Shrine, by the looks of it.
Fun. Okay, now I've got the whole gang. Gotta get with the basics. Oh, crap. I should have looked into that beforehand. Oh well, I'll just have to redo that later. Oh, Fane's already got one into leadership. Time to sell a bunch of stuff.
If it would be, and if it would not be acceptable, well, that would render this entire conversation.
What? This would, but fine. You...
I am sorry, Fane,
Amidst a
but I
crowd
know
of
what you say
screws,
here.
bolts and scraps of metal, the woman is manipulating a glove-like contraption fitted with 5 long metal skewers. She doesn't look up as you approach.
Now I can use these shells to actually make water-resistant potions, should I wish for them. But I don't. Oh man, these cups aren't worth anything. Oh well. Oh, no, need to read that first.
Hero.
I record. Give me a minute. Well, that's that. Gonna have to end
Okay.
soon. Them's the rules, you know. I'll record something with the Spaniard in place of this. Man. I severely, well, you know, in all honesty, I should have figured that this would be... Oh my god. Okay, I'm selling all of these. Can I sell these? No, I can't. That's fun. Okay.
And what you after?
Right, coolio. Well, that's gonna be that. The party's all here. Next time I will do some more interesting stuff and hopefully not have episodes that are unbearably long. Fun, right? Well, toodaloo, comrades.